I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Adam Beam, and with each new school year, mental health becomes a bigger concern for students. But the question parents may be asking themselves is, what can I do? As the bell rings and class begins, students have plenty to worry about, from homework to fitting in. But what about their mental health?
And going back to school and having this anxiety component, and that can be a spectrum.
That's Dr. Mandy Svatek, a professor of pediatrics at the University of Texas Health in San Antonio, and it's her job to know what's troubling students.
The other is just the social anxiety component, in which a child has to go back to an environment where socializing may be difficult for that particular child.
As the new school year begins, students face many obstacles, both at home and on a national scale.
Gun violence, just like you talked about, can be a major factor. Just social media and what is out there and the disinformation, the misinformation.
And when it comes to navigating the topic of mental health, it can be difficult on parents and guardians who might not know what signs to look for.
The most common is just mood changes. The parents know their child and know that if we're having a mood change and it seems constant, then that becomes a concern.
Sometimes students can't turn to those at home and may need to turn to a professional at school.
Children spend the majority of their time once school starts at school. And so if they don't have that resource there, then sometimes it's dependent upon the teacher to recognize that this child may be going through something difficult.
Dr. Svatek says it's important to recognize when a student may be in need of help.
Find out what is bothering that child. They can sit and they can talk with them and talk about the concerns. And then they can think about the options of how they can get through that. What are the next steps if they're having these concerns, how they can get through it.
If you are concerned for your students' well-being, the CDC recommends that you seek help from a healthcare professional and take the necessary steps to make this school year a smooth one. In Taft, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Adam Beam, KRIS 6 News.